What's up, you guys? It's already midnight, and I am just heading to the casino, playing some 5-5-10 at the Gardens today. I got caught up playing video games with my wife, so now I'm late, so wish me luck. Cheers.
With the guy Brantzen, who has the Brantzen poker logs.
Let's go! Let's go!
Tell him he's got a lot of class, and it's all low.
Let's jump right into the action. I'm in the game for $800, and I pick up pocket fives in the cutoff. I open to $35, only the button calls, and the flop comes out king, deuce, 3 with 2 hearts. Pretty dry board. I should have a decent amount of kings in my range as the pre-flop aggressor, so I make a small c-bet of $25, to which the button responds by raising to $100. Yeah, I'm done with this hand. Unless I hit a 5, it's only going to get worse from here, so I fold. He flips over jacks, sure, and next hand. Okay, next I pick up pocket 7s in the big blind. There are 4 limpers, and I raise it up to $75. Raising gives me the chance to take down the money now, or possibly go heads up. Anyway, only the under the gun calls. We are heads up to a flop of 4, 5, 8 with 2 spades. Pretty good board for my specific hand. I bet $70. He immediately goes all in for $250. I don't love it, but I'm getting a good price, and I could still be ahead of some draws he might have. I make the call. The turn is a 7, river king. He shows jack 10 of spades for a missed flush draw, and I take down the pot. Then I get jack king off in the hijack. The under the gun limps. I raise to $45, and only the cutoff calls. The flop comes out pretty great. Jack 9-3 rainbow, flopping top pair. And minus a couple of straight draws, this board is pretty dry, so I continue with a small bet of $35. He calls, and the turn is an ace. I'm between checking and betting at this point. On one hand, I no longer have top pair, but on the other, I should have more aces in my range than my opponent when I c-bet and he calls. I still want to charge straight draws and worse jacks. I bet $80, but unfortunately, he raises to $180. I don't think he's bluffing with this super small raise size, so I just fold. He flips over an ace, and I think we lose the minimum. After that, I have a few more small losses. I don't typically show small losses where I just miss the board. Maybe a fire, a c-bet, and fold, because honestly, they're pretty boring to watch, but I do want you guys to know that they happen all the time. Remember, poker is a game of discipline. You're not always going to be smashing flops and taking names. Sometimes there's a lot of folding. Moving on to a hand I've never folded, at least pre-flop. Pocket aces on the button. There's a $20 straddle. Action folds to me, and I open to $60. The big blind calls, then the $20 straddle raises to $260. It's music to my ears. I only have $760 left in my stack, but I choose to just call this time. The $20 straddle was a super aggressive player. I knew he could be raising very light, and I didn't want to give him the chance to fold to a 4-bet. This way, there's also a bigger chance of the big blind coming along too, giving more money, and since I don't have too much left behind, if I get sucked out on, I get sucked out on. The big blind just folds. We're heads up to a flop of 10-10-5 rainbow. My opponent goes all in. He has me covered, so I go all in for $500. The turn is a deuce, river 6. He shows pocket 8s, and I get a nice double up. Next up is a bomb pot. I pick up queen 10 of clubs on the button. We each put in $25, and we go straight to a flop of 9 jack king. It is a dream. I flop the straight. A player from middle position bets $30. The cutoff calls, and the action's on me. Both the $30 bet and the call of the $30 bet look pretty weak here, but I still need to get value out of my good hands. I raise it up to $150. Everyone folds, and I take it down. Okay, monster hand coming through. I get pocket aces again, this time in the straddle. There's a double straddle to $20. The button limps, the small blind limps, and I kick it up to $100. Well, the double straddle calls, the button calls, the small blind calls. It's like the cast of Stranger Things here, because nobody is scared of the action. The flop comes 10-3-7 with 2 clubs. The small blind checks, and I put out a half pot bet of $200. Folds to the button, who raises to $500, and it folds to me. I'm thinking, he shouldn't have any 2-pair hands here, and since he just limped from the button, I rule out pocket 10s as well. So the hands beating me are mainly only pocket 3s and pocket 7s. He could be making a move with a flush draw. I have red aces, so he could definitely have a hand like ace x of clubs. He could also be raising with top pair. So in this situation, because there are so few hands that should be beating me on this board, I go all in for about $1,450 effective. This way, I put max pressure on draws and top pair holdings. He doesn't snap call, so that's a very good sign for me, but eventually he puts in the call. I'm thinking, just no clubs, please. The turn is the 4 of diamonds. All right, river, 2 of clubs. My heart sinks, but he flips over jack 10 offsuit. Let's go. We take down over a $3,000 pot. Next up is a bomb pot. I have queen 10 off in early position, and the flop comes 10-7-4 rainbow. My hand is pretty strong here, having top pair and a decent kicker, but it's not strong enough for me to do a check raise, so instead I start by betting $75. The button calls, the under the gun calls, and we're off to a turn which comes another 7. When my opponents just call on the flop, I often put them on a single pair hand or a straight draw like 8-9, 8-6, or 5-6. For that reason, I continue with a bet of $200, charging weaker 10s or straight draws. If I get raised, I can find a fold, and if I get called, my plan is to check most rivers. Well, it doesn't come to that as both my opponents fold, and I scoop another nice pot. After that, I take down a few more small pots with c-bets, bringing us to our last big hand of the night. It's another bomb pot, and I'm in early position with 5-7 of diamonds. The flop comes 10-5-3 rainbow. I check, and it checks to the hijack, who bets $30. The button calls, and it's on me. $30 into 175 is a super small sizing, giving me a great price to make the call. However, I do think there's actually a lot of merit to raising here. First off, it's a bomb pot, so I could be check raising with any 2-pair combo or set here. Second, my hand can very well improve to trips, 2-pair, backdoor flush, backdoor straights. Third, and very importantly, with the hijack small bet and the button only calling, I'm going to say they have a 1-pair hand at best. Now, even if one of them has top pair, it's very likely that larger cards will come out on the turn or river, and if I keep barreling, how good are they really going to feel about having a 10? Lastly, if someone does have a monster and re-raises me, I can get away and not sweat about it too much. So raising is what I'm going to do, and I make it $150. One by one, my opponents all fold, and I take down yet another bomb pot. Soon after that, I rack up and call it a night.
Holy crap. Oh my god, I'm so glad that I came out tonight. It was midnight when I started playing, and now it is 4:15 a.m. But we were in the game for $1,100, and we were out of the game for $4,110 for a profit of $3,010. Booking an over 3K win is super solid. Really happy about that. Really happy about the way I played. I was able to get away from hands cheap when I was behind and cashed out and got value out of my good hands. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.